And we are here at the 2019 SALDEF National Gala, and I'm joined by none other than, proud to announce again, Mayor Ravi Bhalla. Thank you so much for being with us on ITV Gold. What a great event to see you here at, and what a great honor that you were recognized, and what an incredible speech. How is it feeling being here in Virginia?
Well, it's a great honor because of SALDEF being the leading advocacy organization in the Sikh community, really educating and advocating for Sikh Americans for decades now. So to receive this honor is deeply flattering and very humbling, and it's just a reflection of the progress the community has made through the years.
In your speech and in this entire experience, you've had at the gala, you've spoken very candidly on your experience, in public office, and, the kind of impact that we have seen since you took your oath, becoming the first Sikh mayor, having the voice everywhere, and Hoboken being such a huge platform, that really put you out in the forefront. Now that the work is happening and the agendas are going through, what are some of your key focuses? And so far, since you've taken the oath, are you happy with the successes you've seen in Hoboken and in all of Jersey when you talk about Sikh Americans and, that voice for immigrants?
Yes, I realize that I have a dual role.
Yes, sure.
First and primarily, I'm the mayor of the city of Hoboken. I represent the citizens of Hoboken. I took an oath of office to represent the city I love,
Yes.
the city I've lived in for almost 20 years now. I also have a role in the South Asian and the Sikh community to be a good role model and to be an inspiration for the younger generation. So on that front, in terms of initiatives that
Right.
we've undertaken. I focused a lot on environmental advocacy. Hoboken, I'm proud to say, is going with carbon neutral in terms of renewable purchases of renewable sources of energy for all of our municipal fleet and municipal operations. First city in the state of New Jersey to do that. On LGBTQ rights, we received a 100% score from the National Human Rights Campaign. So on a lot of social justice and environmental justice issues, Hoboken really in the last year under my tenure has been on the forefront in New Jersey and hopefully nationally on those issues. Another issue is we are the first city, one of the first in the country to mandate that all that all single occupancy bathrooms be gender neutral.
Wow.
And that was a message to uplift the transgender community, to make them feel comfortable as well. So in a very wide array of areas in the area of social justice and civil rights,
Right.
we've tried to make sure that we advance a platform that I think is consistent with my values as a Sikh. And then, the other thing is the day-to-day of, being a mayor, just kind of grinding it out, getting your budget passed, developing a more open space, controlling urban growth, the nuts and bolts of keeping the trains and buses running on time.
Definitely. I have to ask you, there needs to be a certain amount of passion and commitment when you are a mayor and when you hold a position such as that. But you, and even from what I saw from your family, have been huge advocates for immigrant rights, for equality for all, for dignity and respect for all.
Right.
You said that Hoboken is going to be a place that serves communities of all, regardless of your status, regardless of what brought you here, what didn't bring you here. Where is that passion derived from?
I think it's derived from my mother and my father. My father came to this country in the mid-'60s from Punjab. He arrived at Kennedy Airport to study at Penn State University in Pennsylvania. On his ride to the college campus, right before he got to the campus, they said, before we take you to the campus, we need to make a stop. And he wondered, where do we need to go before I go to my college campus to begin my studies at Penn State. And the person said, we need to go to the barber shop because you need to remove your turban and beard. We want to make sure you look like everyone else. And that was a remarkable situation for my father to confront, because he came to this country thinking that his rights as a Sikh would be respected and celebrated, not looked down upon, and that he would not have to make a choice between his religion and his ability to succeed in academia or in his profession. So he chose not to sacrifice his articles of faith as a condition of studying in this country. And I think, but not for that decision, I would not be sitting here today.
I have to ask you, so he decided to not continue to study there because of what was asked?
He continued to study there, but he said, we are not going to go to the barbershop
Yes.
to sacrifice my articles of faith, because that's not what America is. America is a place where you can be a Sikh and you can be successful at the same time. He had that vision in the 60s when he had to make that choice. And I think, that kind of really informs the person I am today.
Mayor Bhalla, education, Sikh awareness, turban awareness, beard awareness, the articles of faith awareness has been a huge part of SALDEF and even several other nonprofits for so many years. As somebody who adorns the turban with so much pride, what would you like to say to especially the Sikh youth that now choose to adorn that turban and perhaps at times face even more discrimination because of the environment perhaps that we're living in, of all of the divisive natures that you hear from the administration to certain groups of individuals and certain parts of the country? What would you tell these individuals about the strength of holding on to your articles of faith?
I would say that there is a small minority who associates the turban negatively. Days before my campaign, there's a flyer that associated the Sikh turban with my image with the words terrorism, and I really think that the community in Hoboken reacted to that and sent a strong message that we will reject hate and forms of hate speech. So my advice to any Sikh American who's suffering from that type of discrimination is to hold your chin up high and have the Gala. The Sikh turban is a symbol of love, it's a symbol of respect for all of humanity, and people need to know that. It's not a sign of violence, it's not a sign of anything nefarious, it's a sign of the values that we actually hold dear as Americans.
Beautiful. We are coming towards the end of this interview, but I would love for you to give an opinion on your hopes for SALDEF and all the work the organization is doing. And how do you think we all should support an institution such as this? And how could we also support you in this, this amazing fight to just get equality and respect and love for all?
SALDEF needs, I'll be honest, SALDEF needs the financial resources in order to advocate its message. So if you go to their website, make a donation. It can be $25, it can be $250, it can be whatever your means can give. But these social advocacy organizations need the support of the community. I wouldn't be here as a councilman and a mayor, but not for the Sikh community supporting me in that same way. So my advice in terms of the Sikh community is get off the sidelines, volunteer for SALDEF. If you're a youth, Sikh Lead is a great program. Be involved on a substantive level, but also not just your time, but your treasure as well is very important.
And one last question for everybody. Parik Media, Desi Talk News India Times, ITV Gold, we are constantly following your work. We're so inspired. And, we hope to be at that mobilizing voice for you. What would you like to say to all of the followers through that? And what can we do to help Mayor of Hoboken get his voices even more further in media, especially in the South Asian space?
Just spread the good word. There's a lot of things you hear in social media, good and bad. I try to kind of just let it go past my shoulders and focus on, the substantive issues. I'm really humbled by any support I receive. And, although I'm focused on Hoboken, I'm keenly aware that I bear a dual responsibility to help try to uplift the next generation of Sikhs in America.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.